Welcome to the University of Marriage podcast, where Apostle Folorunso Alakija answers your most pressing questions on love, commitment, and navigating marital vows.
I think that this woman that's asking this question is obviously someone who is concerned about how they operate their savings, who has a goal, or both of them have goals, but one is a better manager of money, and this is obviously the woman in this marriage, and has observed the way that her husband spends money. It's a tricky question, tricky in the sense that you're talking about character here, and you're talking about the character of the head of the home, and you need to correct that. So you have to tread softly. In treading softly, I think you can look at the things that he loves to have around him or to eat, and then make sure you provide that the day that you choose that you want to have this chat. I think you should have a chat with your husband. And when you're going to have a chat with your husband, watch out to make sure that he's in a good mood. Don't choose the date when he's in a bad mood to begin to discuss something that may not be palatable in his ears. So you would know as a woman, because of some of the virtues that God has put inside of women. So cook a nice meal, maybe dim the lights, then come up with conversations that, that would make both of you giggle, laugh, and all of that. So you have tempered the atmosphere to something that both of you would enjoy. And then casually start this conversation. Oh, call him his pet name, maybe. And then say, oh, I've observed something that I'd like to say, and then bring up the subject that, oh, we might need to do something about our finances in this area. I've been looking at how we might be able to reduce how we spend money so that that goal of ours, that project of ours, that idea that we had that we want to do this and this, so that it can become a reality. So maybe, I'd like to suggest that maybe you should stop doing this or be doing it in a minimal way, and just do it by way of advice, and test his pulse and see how it goes before you move into the next point about it. You may come out with maybe the bank statement, if that's where the money is, or say, oh, I noticed this, that. Do you think you really need this? Maybe it's something that we should do later on in future. Maybe not now, because if we do it this way, this is what we're going to have at the bottom line by such and such a month, maybe in the next 6 months. Let him see reason why the money needs to be saved, and saved quicker than the way it's being saved. Otherwise, we will not be able to reach our objective. So you need to say it subtly, nicely, so that he can agree with you. And you can also make some suggestions about, oh, if you really think that you need this thing, why don't we do it this way? In a way that you know that it won't affect the bottom line negatively. Or say, why don't we buy this on higher purchase basis so that you still get what you want, but at least we spread the expenses on it so that it doesn't affect our project. Come up with various suggestions. And I'm sure he'll, think through it and maybe answer you there very quickly by seeing reason. Because the suggestions you're making is sounding sensible to him because obviously he's not crazy. And I believe that he would want to hear you and he would want to agree with you from the way you put it. It depends on how you put things to someone else. So if you say to someone, for instance, in the morning, you're greeting them good morning and you're snapping, good morning, good morning. So there are different ways of saying good morning is what I'm saying. So depending on how you put it to that person, you would get the right answer. So it's up to you really on how you present it. So that's the kind of answer that you need, a positive one, rather than doing it in a way that would definitely bring problems in future. Because you don't want to go and do it behind his back, whatever it is that you want to do. You don't want to do anything behind his back. You want his buy-in. And to get his buy-in, it depends on how you present it. So I believe that if you do it that way, you won't be doing anything that would rock the boat or that would make you disloyal within your marriage, because it takes two to tango. It's about the two of you, and the two of you have to make those decisions, and you have to make it the right way so that everything will be fine at the end of the day. If I read between the lines of what you're saying your husband is not romantic. I'm assuming it's your husband because if it wasn't and it was just the beginning of your relationship, you would have spotted it earlier on. And maybe if that's very important to you, you would have legged it. So I'm assuming it's your husband. And maybe he's just kind of thinking that, oh, well, we did all of that when we were courting. It's no longer necessary. It is necessary. It's important. If it's important to you, it needs to be important to him. So he needs to find a way, or you need to find a way, really, to make it more romantic. It's either you discuss it, or if you don't want to discuss it, you can suggest it without talking by you yourself being the first to reach out that in such a way that he would know that he needs to do something about it. So a touch here, a touch there, he'd get the message. He's not stupid. Is it now getting a bit shy? You might whisper in his ears that, oh, you noticed that, so why don't you do this, or why don't you say this? Or maybe if he's not holding hands, you can hold his hands. And I think he'll get the message. Maybe a peck on his forehead here and there, now and again. He'll get the message. I believe that it wouldn't be right for you to have a head-on argument with them or say things that would upset them, because you can rock the boat if you're not careful, especially if they're parents to a son that loves his parents very, very much. A mommy's son, daddy's son. So you'd have to tread softly. I would suggest that you have a word with your husband and mention to him that, oh, mommy sometimes does this or daddy sometimes does that. Could you please have a word with them, and let them know how, we like to do things in our home. I definitely don't want to be rude. I can't afford to be rude because I don't know how they may take whatever I say, but coming from you, I'm sure you would know how to put it and it wouldn't be offensive to them. I think if you do it like that, your husband will definitely not want to hurt you either and would know the way to put it to them since they're the ones that gave birth to him. And he knows the character of his dad, knows the character of his mother, and knows how to put things to them in such a way that they won't feel offended. I think it's the best way to go because no matter how you put it, because you haven't known them for that long, it might rock the boat a bit. So I think that you need to tread softly. Another thing is you definitely have to apply wisdom. What I suggested just now is, of course, it's wisdom, but prayer is extremely important. Add prayer even before you talk to your husband about it. God bless you. I wonder why she added without the support of your husband. I would have thought that you're supposed to be supporting each other in everything. So that question is a bit tricky. You want to pursue your dreams. How would you pursue your dreams without talking to your husband and letting him know what's in your heart? Because it's in knowing what's in your heart that he would then support you. He needs to support you. What makes you think that you can just do something major on your own without his support? I think that's the wrong way to go about it. You need his support. And it's better when you get his support. Because when you do, you're sharing the dream together. And two heads are better than one. You might think that this is the way to go. If you have his support, he could have better suggestions for you on how to go about it. You may think that the way you want to go about it is the best, but it may not be the best. So you need to get his support. And I wonder why you don't want to get his support. You're in a marriage and you're supposed to be supporting each other. How would you do it without his support? That baffles me. I don't know whether you're talking about financial support or emotional support, or you think that the wisdom that you have to execute what you want to do is enough. I believe that it's when you come together on anything that any one of you wants to do, that together you'd be able to succeed. I think you should, try and get his support. I believe it's very important for you to succeed, because if you want to do it on your own, I don't think any man is going to like that. Even if you're the one providing the funds for whatever it is that you're doing, there are still things that he can do to make it better. So maybe you should pray about it before going on that journey on your own, whatever the journey is. God bless you. I hope today's conversation has been a blessing to you. Remember, marriage is a journey of commitment, love, and faith. Join me every Saturday for new episodes where I'll continue answering your most important questions. Please don't forget to send your questions to the information display on the screen. Thanks for watching. See you next Saturday.